Hello friends. In this video, we learn a star delta starter power wiring connection. In previous video, we learned a star delta starter control wiring connection. If you want to learn control wiring connection, so video links provided in description. You can watch easily. So let's start power wiring connection of star delta starter. But before starting power wiring connection, first understand applications of star delta starter. So where we need to run above 5 HP motor, so we connect a star delta starter. Because above 5 HP motor starting current is more, so for reducing a starting current of motor we use a star delta starter. Because when we start our starter, our motor first run in a star connection, so star connection voltage is decreased, so current also decrease. So starting current reduced by the star delta starter. So where we need to run above 5 HP motor, we connect a star delta starter because starting current is reduced. Okay, now let's start power wiring connection of star delta starter. Okay, first understand component of star delta starter. We need 3 contactor. One contactor is main contactor, one is delta contactor, and one is star contactor. For power wiring, we need one contactor only, which is connect to the main contactor. You can also connect to the delta contactor, but we connect to the main contactor. And 3-pole MCB. And as we know, in star delta starter, motor terminals gets 6 wire. So also learn a motor terminal connection, how to connect a motor terminal of a star delta starter, because 3 wire goes to the motor terminal from main contactor and 3 wire goes to the delta contactor. So we will learn also motor terminal connection in star delta starter. So we connect first RYB in power MCB. Now we connect RYB in a power MCB. Now output of power MCB we connect to the our main contactor. So R phase to the contactor first terminal, Y phase to the contactor second terminal, and B phase to the contactor third terminal. So first we connect RYB. So first we connect R phase to the first MCB pole to the contactor first pole, Y to the second pole to contactor second pole, and B phase to the contactor third pole. As we connect just RYB in the same phase sequence. Now we connect RYB 3 wire which goes to the motor terminal. So first connect R phase. These 3 wires will goes to the motor terminal for main contactor. Now we connect Y phase and same phase sequence. Phase sequence should not change. Now connect B phase. So these 3 terminals will goes to the motor terminals as a main contactor. Now how to provide delta contactor and star contactor supply? Let's understand. Now we take looping from main contactor to delta contactor. You can also take loop from MCB, but we takes from looping RYB to main contactor to delta contactor. Okay, you can take supply from delta contactor to the main MCB, but if you take from MCB, your wire size will be increased. So we take RYB from main contactor to delta contactor. First we connect RYB same phase sequence. Phase sequence should not change. Now we take looping from main contactor to delta contactor, R phase to the R phase same phase sequence, Y phase to the Y phase, and B phase to the B phase. That means we connect a main contactor to delta contactor supply as a same phase sequence. Now as we know, 3 wire goes to the motor terminal from delta contactor. So we connected 2 looping here. You can watch 2 wire. 1 wire goes to the motor terminal directly. You can watch this terminal wire goes to the motor terminal, and 1 wire goes to the star contactor supply. You can watch. So 1 wire goes to the motor terminal and 1 wire goes to the star contactor supply. So we connect R phase in the same phase sequence. Phase sequence should not change. Okay, R phase to R phase. Now we connected 2 wire from Y phase. We connected 2 wire from Y phase. 1 wire goes to the motor terminal directly and 1 for star contactor supply. So we connect the second terminal. Phase sequence should not change, just to remind it. Now we connected 2 wire in B phase. Now we connected 2 blue phase. So one is goes to the motor terminal and one looping to the star contactor. Okay. Now First complete star contactor output side wiring. Then we understand how to connect the input motor terminal connection and 6 terminal connection. First complete star contactor input side wiring. Okay, so we take one looping from here and here in, so we just short all 3 terminals, because in star connection we short 3 terminals, so we short that 3 terminals. Now we short star contactor input side. You can check here. Now our contactor power connection is completed. Now we understand how to complete motor terminal connection. Now as we know, in motor terminal we have 3 winding. Okay, so in motor terminal U1, V1, W1 we can understand is a primary side, and U2, V2, W2 is the secondary side of the winding. If you check by multimeter, then this winding continuity makes here, this winding continuity makes here, and this winding continuity makes here. That means that 3 windings. And as we know, in star delta connection we have 6 wire, and all windings should have got 440 volt. Okay, so we should give 440 volt to the each of the winding. Okay, so first we connect main contactor R phase to the U1 winding. Okay, U1 winding we get one phase. Now in U2 we have to give other phase. We can give Y phase also and can give B phase also. So we connect Y phase here. You can check in first winding U1 from main contactor, and U2 we give delta contactor Y phase. Okay, so you can check here U1 U2 get 440 volt. Now in V winding we give main contactor Y phase. Okay, main contactor Y phase goes to the V1, and now we should give 440 volt to the V2. So we connect B phase or R phase, any of the phase. So we connect B phase to the delta contactor to the V2. So you can check V1 and V2 get 440 volt, V1 get Y phase and V2 gets B phase from delta contactor. So it gets 440 volt. Okay, now in W2 we connect main contactor B phase, so W1 gets 220 volt. Now we has only R phase of delta contactor, so we connect R phase to the W2 winding. Okay, so you can check W1 and W2 gets 440 volt. So you just understand we need to give 440 volt to the each of the winding. Okay, so by this you can connect very easily to the motor terminal connection. Just remind it, you need to give 440 volt to the each of the winding. So I hope you clear the concept of star delta starter power wiring and motor terminal connection. If you like video, please press like button. If you have any query, please ask in comments box. For today's enough. We'll meet next video. Thanks for watching.